There we go. We're pausing with our smiley faces. Welcome to the High River and District Healthcare Foundation social media. My name is Jody Seeley, and of course, our Fund and Development Officer, Cathy Cooey, hanging out with us on this lovely day. How are you?
I'm great, Jode. How are you today?
Well, I'm kind of surprised we're pretty much rounding up the end of January already. I don't
Man,
know where this month went. 2022 is a freight train, I think.
yeah, let's plow through it, I guess, right?
I guess so. Well, and that's we've been talking, you and I, sort of off the air on how we wanted to connect and just chat with people about some cool things that the foundation has planned for 2022. And then all of a sudden, a month has gone by. So some of that information we've started to sort of share through social media, but I thought we could just chit chat this morning, Cathy, about what some of these fun things that are planned for 2022 are. And I think one that we had a great conversation last week with Alex, who talked about mental health versus mental illness and self-care versus distraction. And our conversation was so amazing. And that's on this focus that the foundation has for women's health in 2022. So tell us a little bit about sort of this campaign idea.
Yeah, this social media type campaign around women's health is an extension of our cattle and grain roundup, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But essentially, it's a 12-month campaign where we are focusing on various aspects of women's health and the services in our community, some educational opportunities, and we also want to celebrate some of the incredible women in our communities here in the foothills and celebrate what they do because I think we all recognize that for the most part that women are kind of the glue in a family. They are the bedrock of a community, and the stronger and healthier that our women are, the better our communities are. And so this kind of campaign is trying to just share information and lift women up and just celebrate how important they are in our communities.
Well, and it's been kind of fun to, as we've sort of gone in this process of creating this campaign of learning these amazing women that we have, and there's a few that are going to be highlighted over the next few months, and we want to add to that list as we grow it, and also sharing in all of the other sort of women's health programs that happen
Mhm.
within our communities. Sometimes it's hard to follow along with what everybody has going on, but we want to try to sort of gather some of that information together and help each other out. And this month, of course, the focus has been a bit on women's mental health. And we've had some great conversation around it and sharing some great local resources. And we just want to kind of keep growing conversation and connection through the foundation, which is so much fun.
Absolutely, and I think that's key, Judy. We often, don't recognize what services are available, what sorts of supports are available, and sometimes when you're in the throes of it, it's overwhelming. So the more education we can get out there and conversations about it, that might be a friend saying, "Hey, I recognize that you maybe need some help. I saw something recently, and here's a tool you might be able to use. Here's a service you might be able to access." So I think the information is impactful, and the more information we get out, the better. And as you said, this month is mental health. Next month we'll focus on cardiac care, and we will continue on for the next number of months till the end of the year, and just talking about the different services and sharing that information.
Well, I think too, there's a lot that comes into strength in numbers, right? Like you always hear the cliche that it takes a village when it comes to raising our kids, but it takes a village to stay connected as a community. And I think women, I mean, guys, you're great at it too. We don't want you to feel left out, but women are really good at, I think we are just genetically created that we're really good at keeping those connecting bonds. And that's where sort of this starts in that we are connecting women together with resources and help and just knowing, hey, if you're somebody who's experiencing something, whether it be just life circumstance, the ongoing pandemic, whatever the pieces might be, you're not alone in those feelings, and you're not the only one who's felt some way or didn't feel some way, maybe even. And so just bringing people together on that, I think, is going to be really awesome.
Yeah, you've absolutely hit the nail on the head there, Jody. That recognizing that you're not alone, and also acknowledging that you know what, it's okay to have those off days. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to ask for help. Are all so important, and this month, this and yesterday in particular, talking about exactly that, and having those tough conversations, and just having the conversation can make all the difference in the world. So if we can reach out to a number of people through this campaign and enlighten them, I think it's doing its job.
Now we have a pretty amazing, I'm going to call them a gang. They look like a Western gang that is stepped up to be our very first ambassadors of the Cattle and Grain Roundup. Now, this is normally a campaign where it's sort of fundraiser focused, but this year there's a bit of a twist in that it's also creating a great awareness campaign. So tell me about the 2022 ambassadors that you have lined up.
Yeah, man, what a group of incredible women, and we've got four generations of a ranching family that are involved, and then a young, busy mom, Davina Berger, who they have a farming operation outside of Nanton. She has a business. She has three very busy kids, all High River maternity babies, except for one, I guess. He was born in the vehicle. He was born
I
in
was
the
going to say
vehicle.
that story's pretty wild. We had Davina on, remember?
Yeah, they eventually made it to the hospital.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we've got, talk about a dynamic group of women. Let's go to I'm not sure which family name, but we'll, Roxy Weidman, Jessie Solly, Linny Blades, Ethel Slosher, Joanne Sears, Memphis and Whitney Gregg, and Diane Solly are one of are all the four generations, and families that have supported the foundation and the roundup over the years. And so it's important to us to have that local connection and local feel, and talk about some dynamic women. We've got feedlot operators, ranching operators, business operators, Whitney and Joanne, Cattleman's Corner, mothers, daughters, grandmothers, little Memphis there, part of the team. And, I mentioned Davina and her busy world, and how much they contribute to the community, not only, supporting local healthcare, and recognizing the importance of having good quality healthcare home to home, but their contributions to the community just, extend far beyond. I remember my nephews going to watch them at the Nanton Night Rodeos, and there was Joanne there every Saturday. So,
Every single one.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So just a great group of women, a great group of spokespeople, to help us get the word out about the campaign and fundraising. Obviously, that is the underlying goal of the campaign, but also to help us share the stories and successes of women, and what is out there to support our women in healthcare. And it's interesting talking to them, how passionate they are about the importance of good quality local healthcare, in particular in a rural setting. I love the one line: we primarily use the hospital for delivering babies, sports, and bovine injuries.
Yeah, basically.
And they're just, they recognize that their lives are here, they're busy here, and whenever we can bring the care closer to home and closer to them, the stress it alleviates. And also, I think because it's easier to get the care, you put it to the forefront. We tend to, again, this is a women's focus campaign, but we tend to put ourselves in the background. And if you're running kids here and there, or you've got books to do or whatever, you'll put off that doctor's appointment, you'll put off that procedure that needs to happen. But I think it just makes it a little bit easier. And Davina has actually talked about that when it's close to home, she makes the effort a priority, versus thinking of adding a trip to the city or something else where she might put it off.
Yeah. And I don't know, I mean, these ladies graciously agreed to be ambassadors for the year, but did they realize at the beginning that what they'd have to do? Because I've heard several of them on our local radio station and in the paper over the last little bit. And I don't know if if Roxy would have said yes if she knew she was going to have to be a radio star, because I don't think I could ever get her on my show back in the day.
Yeah, it was probably good we didn't share all of that, but let me tell you, they've all been really good sports. I've done some lessons on posting and reposting and tagging on social media, which you've had to give me the guidance on. But just so appreciate, and even the this more senior of those generations, they're all on their socials and they're sharing the information. So it's just great to reach out to all those different generations. I think it's just really going to be impactful, and I think for the most part they are enjoying it, even though we're making them step out of their comfort zone a little bit. And
Yeah, it's been
um,
so cool. Yeah.
yeah, and you and I have talked about, and I haven't told them yet, but I think we're gonna get them all on this platform all at the same time, and I just think that would be amazing conversation.
We're gonna have a big women's gaggle wag here pretty soon, and I can't wait. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and we've got a whole year of sharing these stories and lots of opportunity. Now, there's a couple of ways that we're hoping the rest of the community will get involved in this program, and one of that is to share any stories that either you have or inspiring women that you know in the community, women who have stepped up in the name of like health and community and are inspiring to you. We want to share more women's stories throughout the year.
Yeah, we want to share them. We want to celebrate them. So, whether it's a post and you're tagging that story, or we can get them on for a conversation like this, please just reach out to us, and we would love to celebrate as many as we could over the next number of months.
Yes. The second way, of course, is because this is associated with our cattle and grain roundup, it is a fundraising opportunity for us to continue bringing that closer to home care in the foothills. So, for people in our communities, maybe you feel called to give a donation through this process, or learn more about the cattle and grain roundup if that fits you in your rural setting. And if you're more urban, just supporting that program would be cool too.
Yeah, and it's a really unique program to this community, and it's been around for a number of years and has been so incredibly supported. A lot obviously by the farm and ranch community, but from everyone from all walks of lives. And donations can be made through the website, as you see below, as cash. But you can also make donations in the form of cattle and grain. So grain is accepted at the Cargill Ag elevators in both Blackie and Carsland, and Foothills Auction accepts any donations of cattle. So just an interesting and unique way for people to give back. And just lost my train of thought.
and do it. Yeah, no. But it is so
Exactly.
unique.
Oh,
Like, when do you ever hear an opportunity to donate to a charitable organization through cattle and grain? Like,
yeah.
it's so unique to us, and it's so cool, I think.
Yeah, I love the stories when somebody says, "Yeah, I went to the elevator and I said, give 100 bushels to the foundation." And so, anyways, it is unique in that way. And again, can't thank this community for being so incredibly supportive. I think 1996 this campaign launched. It looked a little bit different back then. We actually purchased a pen of cattle and fed them out through a season and sold them, and the profits came back as well. So a little different today, but still doing some really great work. The other kind of thing we did this year that we haven't done is part of that making a gift. You can acknowledge a special a woman that you think has done incredible things or impacted your lives, and it's been really neat to see people that have actually taken the time to think about that and to do that. And so we share with the people the person who's been named, that they were acknowledged as someone special in someone's life. So that's been really neat as well.
It's very cool. All right. You can find all the details about our ambassadors, cattle and grain roundup, and everything in case you're brand new to checking out the foundation at the website, highriverhealthfoundation.ca. And it's going to be a cool year. So make sure you share those stories and keep following along the journey with us. It's been pretty good. And if you didn't get a chance to catch the conversation with Alex Cameron last week, I encourage you to go back through onto our social media and watch that conversation. He gave out so many great nuggets and tips in that few moments we spent with him. They are solid gold. So
Yeah, he did a fantastic job, and thanks for having that conversation with him, Jody.
So I was like, well, probably need to sign up to talk to you all the time. Yeah, it's a good thing you have a private practice. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to get up on sharing those conversations and have some fun, and watch for our ambassadors. We will be sharing cool quotes from them. And Davina is an incredible photographer, and she took these beautiful pictures that we'll also be sharing throughout this campaign. So be sure. Another great way that you can get involved, if you don't know of a story or it's not in your budget to contribute, what's also extremely beneficial in this campaign is helping us spread the word. So when you see a post come up on your social media, we would love you to share it onto yours so that we can be introduced to new people. And if you see articles like that are in the paper, or when you're listening to the local radio station, just to share as much as you can with those in your community and your circles is extremely beneficial to the whole overall arching campaign. So, and it's easy.
Absolutely. It is. It
And it's
is.
free.
Absolutely. Let's spread the word.
Awesome. Well, Cathy, thank you for having a chit chat with us today. And we look forward to all the cool stories that are going to be coming forward over the next 12 months.
Happy to be here, Jody. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.